Hello friends, welcome back to my channel for this week's remarkable recipe. A stunning work of art captured in a loaf of bread and baked to perfection. If you are fed up of having the same old bland loaf of bread, you may want to try this at home. This subtly flavored and beautifully crafted leopard print bread is sure to be a showstopper. Your kids, family, and friends are bound to appreciate this wonderful creation. It's definitely worth the effort. So let's go ahead and take stock of all the ingredients we need for baking up a storm with this distinctive leopard print bread. For making the dough, plain flour 2.5 cups, milk powder 2 tablespoons, sugar 3 tablespoons, yeast 1.5 teaspoon, milk 1 cup. For light brown patches, cocoa powder 1 tablespoon, milk 2 tablespoons. For dark brown patches, cocoa powder 2 tablespoons, instant coffee powder 1 teaspoon and milk 2 tablespoons. Initially, let's start by preparing the dough for the bread. You may use plain flour or bread flour for this recipe. I have used plain flour here. In goes the milk powder. I have used skimmed milk powder. You may choose any other varieties also. Add the yeast. I have used instant dry yeast for this recipe. Combine well using a spatula. Don't forget to add food for the yeast, that is sugar, which converts it into carbon dioxide and alcohol through the process of fermentation. The carbon dioxide is what makes the baked goods rise. Combine again by adding the full fat milk gradually and form a soft dough. The only difference between bread flour and plain flour is the variation in its protein content. Higher amounts of protein helps in producing a lot of gluten. So from my experience, I feel you can use any flour. It does not matter because at the end of the day, you are here for a creative culinary experience. Gradually, with your hands, you can form a soft dough. It is a good idea to apply some fresh butter to the dough before it is kept for proofing for around 1.5 hours. Make sure the container is sealed using a cling wrap. While that's getting ready, let's make the 2 brown chocolate mix for the patches. We would be making the darker mix with coffee and lighter one with cocoa powder. Add in cocoa powder and milk, combine well by a few strokes. This will give us a light brown texture to the patches. Combine until it is rich and creamy. This is used for the light brown patches. Next up is to prepare the dark chocolate patches by combining cocoa powder, instant coffee powder, and milk. I have used full fat milk for this recipe. I recommend the same. This is for the dark brown patches. So after 1.5 hours of proofing, you can see that our dough has doubled up, and now would be a good time to knead it for further 15 minutes. This is done for getting the perfect texture. Now you might be thinking, it's hard work, I know, but I suggest you work smartly and let your partners or husbands indulge in this culinary workout. The more you knead, the better it is. The perfect consistency of the dough is when you press it, it will bounce back. You can see here. Apply 1 teaspoon of butter and knead well for another 15 minutes. Again, remember, the more you knead, the better the bread will be. Divide the dough into 2 equal halves like this. Now, keep one part back in the bowl covered in a cling wrap. This will be used for the white part of the bread. Now let's get hold of the other half. Knead it for 10 minutes and then divide it into equal 2 halves again. With this, we will be making the dark and light brown doughs. Knead one part of the dough as shown and add the dark mix that we had prepared earlier. Fold it in this manner and repeat until the dough is colored fully. I had to knead it for around 15 minutes for getting the perfect color and texture. So the time usually varies according to the, and you need to knead it till the dough turns dark brown. Brown dough is ready. Keep it aside for proofing for 1 hour by wrapping it in a cling wrap. Next up, for preparing the light patches, repeat the same process using the lighter brown mix with the other half. This may seem a little bit messy. Trust me, it is very messy, but it has to be done. Cover these 2 portions again in a cling wrap separately and allow it to rise for 1 more hour. So our dough is ready now. Divide the darker dough into 7 portions, 2 small ones and 5 big ones. In the same manner, divide lighter shade of dough into 7 portions as well. That is, there again, 2 small ones and 5 big ones. So now we have prepared the light brown dough and dark brown dough. The plain white dough also needs to be divided into 7 equal portions. There again, 2 small ones and 5 big ones. You might be wondering as to what we are doing now. We are going to make 3 layers by rolling it one inside the other. So there will be basically 3 layers: the dark layer, the light layer and the white layer. So get hold of one portion of the lighter shaded dough and using a rolling pin, roll it into a flat elongated oval shape. Fold it and set aside. Roll up in this manner. This happens to be the core. Now for the next layer, pick up a portion of the darker shaded dough. It has to be rolled in the same manner. Now we will keep the light brown dough inside the dark one. Gently place it and seal the edges. Roll it again and keep aside. Remember, be careful with the edges. That was our second layer. Now for the last layer, roll a portion of white dough into a long elongated oval shape as shown. Now gently place the rolled up cylindrical multi-layered chocolate dough on the white dough and fold it like you stitch a beautiful piece of cloth. Remember, the brown cylindrical dough should be completely covered and rolled smooth. So we need to repeat the same process for the rest of the pieces. You can see that all the pieces are done now. Next part is to grease the bread loaf pan. You may please do it generously. Don't forget to apply the butter on the sides of the loaf pan also. Now cut the final dough into half in this manner. Now grab the loaf pan and place each piece into the loaf pan carefully. Don't be in a hurry while placing the pieces. Do it slowly. It is always said, slow and steady wins the race. So I have kept all the pieces inside the loaf pan carefully. Now I am going to cover the pan with the lid and let it proof for 1 more hour. Preheat the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes, then bake it at 200 degrees Celsius for 35 to 40 minutes. Remove the bread from the loaf pan and let it cool completely before cutting. You may enjoy it with peanut butter, any mixed fruit jam, or just plain salted butter. Looks like all the hard work has paid off. Just look at this beautiful loaf of bread. It's stunning and unique. Coffee lovers and wildlife lovers should definitely give it a try. The leopards are safe, and you have just witnessed one of my extraordinarily good-looking culinary rendition of the leopard print bread. More than the taste, it's a creation of beauty which deserves attention. Hope you like this inspirational and marvelous work of art. Stay connected and follow my channel for more recipes with a difference. Subscribe, comment, share, and if you like my video, spread the word. So until next time, happy cooking.